Hare Krishna, am I audible?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Start with the prayers. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaya Kadamahyam Dadanti Swapadantikam Namao Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashatadeshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hara Haraya Nama Krishnaya Davaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Hariharaya Nama Krishnaya Davaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Govindaya Namaha Sri Krishna Hari Bol Gopala Hari Bol Radha Ramana Govinda Hari Bol Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Welcome you all to the level 2 class. Today we are going to learn about chapter number 4. Okay, that is the transcendental knowledge about the Lord. So before starting today's chapter, can we have a quick recap of what exactly we have learned in the last week? What were the content of third chapter?
Karma Yoga Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, how we should do the karma on our own or as a service towards the Lord? Like what are the
Service to-
contents Lord Krishna
Service
has
Service
to
told?
towards the
Lord
Lord, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. So, what is karma, what is akarma, and what is vikarma?
Karma is doing a prescribed duty and asking that of fruitive actions. Karma yoga and karma yoga means without taking any fruitive action, only doing the prescribed duty with the service of Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna.
What is Vikarma?
Rendering
What is
service.
Vikarma?
Vikarma Mataji. Karma means rendering the services to the Lord Mataji. Means doing service to Lord. Hare
Mataji,
Krishna.
Vikarma means
Vikarma.
doing
Vikarma
something
is
which
which
is
is not
forbidden.
prescribed.
Negative actions.
Negative
Forbidden
words.
Which are not
action.
which are not prescribed in the scriptures.
See, anything which is not prescribed for us, if we are doing it, then it is a Vikarma only. Okay, if we are a student doing the job of a teacher, then it is a Vikarma. That means what is prescribed for you, you have to do it, the prohibited action. So rather you do your work perfect or imperfectly than doing others' work perfectly. So we should stick on to our work and do it dutifully as a service towards the Lord. Okay, so in this particular chapter, what we will learn is, yes, now Lord Krishna is saying to Arjuna, you have to do the your work or karma as a service towards my a service towards the Lord. Okay. So before that, we need to have a certain knowledge about the Lord, now what exactly it is and how does the existence is there, what he is made up of, and what are his energies, and why is that we have to do our actions as a service towards the Lord, isn't it? It is required knowledge. So before proceeding further, so we will have further knowledge about the Lord, like what exactly it is, how it started, and background of Bhagavad Gita. All those things we will come to know about in today's class. Shri Shri Radha Govind ki Jai. So these are the contents of today's chapter, and the renunciation or action. This is the first question asked by Arjuna to Lord Krishna. Sorry, this was the previous chapter, and yes, Lord Krishna will say renunciation or action. Hare Krishna.
Action, Mataji.
Action Mataji.
Action, yes. Yeah, Nishkama Karma Yoga, that is, we have to, what do you say, do the work as a service towards the Lord. And Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga, so simply not doing the service, but you have to do it as service towards the Lord again, lead by example, because Arjuna is the famous Kshatriya and he's well versed in military arts and everything. He has to lead an example to the others. That's the reason why he has to do his karma. And greatest enemy is the self only, isn't it? Yeah. So coming to today's chapter, these are the contents. Section 1 is about knowledge about Krishna. That is the transcendental knowledge about the Krishna, his existence and everything and all. Evam parampara prapta. And section 2 is about Krishna as the goal of all paths and the creator of Varnashrama system. We'll have a next session on Varnashrama. And third is the Karma Yoga, that is service towards the Lord. And next we have a sacrifices lead to the transcendental knowledge and summary of the transcendental knowledge. So today we will read till, I think first till Varnashrama we will complete, and tomorrow we'll try to complete the other two sections. So transcendental knowledge about the Lord, that is 4.1 to 4.10. Importance of Paramparama. Transcendental knowledge about Krishna should be received by disciplinic succession. Why it is important to have a disciplinic succession? Anyone from the audience?
So Hare Krishna, Mataji. So that we get the so we get the knowledge as it is without getting distorted.
Yes, yes. If it is from the not a disconnected one, then the content is not contaminated or what is adulterated in between. It comes as it is. Okay, Bhagavad Gita as it is. So transcendental knowledge about Krishna should be received by disciplinic succession because it will come in a purer forms, and this reveals the truth about Krishna's form, his birth, and his activities. Knowing about this truth, one takes the shelter of Krishna, becomes purifies and attains Krishna. See, what do you say? The good teachers make good disciples, and good system will make a good citizens. All those things, the input should be good so that the outcome is also good. So similarly, when we are studying about Lord, knowing about the Lord, so it should come from a authentic source so that our learning will be good and the outcome will be good. श्रीभगवानुवाच इमं विवस्वते योगां प्रोक्तावानहमव्ययं विवास्वान्मनवे प्राह Manur-ikshvakave bravit. So the blessed Lord said, I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the sun god Vivaswan. Okay, Lord Krishna is saying to Arjuna, this I have imparted to sun god first. Then sun god has instructed it to Manu. Then the mankind, the Manu in turn is instructed to Ikshvaku. Likewise, it was coming in a uh, disciplining succession. You can see the picture which is there on the right, where Lord is instructing it to sun god. From there, it is coming in the Suryavansha clan, the Manu and Ikshvaku, all those things. Okay. So एवं परंपरा प्राप्तम इमं राजर्षयो विदु सकाले नेह महता योगो नाष्टा परन्तपा. The supreme science was thus received to the chain of disciplinic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way, but in the course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appeared to be lost. So why Krishna has to appear here? Because the disciplinic succession is broken somewhere, and the content which were told to the sun god was not getting passed on to the generations in a proper way. So somewhere this system got deranged. That is the reason why Krishna has to appear to re-establish this connection. Okay. So this is the disciplinic succession. If you take the Lord Krishna has imparted this knowledge to sun god and all, and he is the source, and you got the other demigods like Brahma, Lakshmi ji, and Lord Shiva, and 4 Kumaras. These are the 4, and from there the parampara, the Madhvacharya parampara from Lord Brahma and Ramanujacharya parampara from Lakshmi ji, Lord Shiva, you got Vishnu Swami, and for Kumaras, you got a Nimbakacharya. Succession from Lord Krishna to Brahma, Narada, and you got the our Shad Goswamis, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, and from there it is coming on a disciplinic succession, our Guru Maharaj, Japataka Swami Maharaj, NND Prabhuji, and the disciplinic succession is coming. So in that way, it is not broken somewhere, and it is coming in a purer form. Significance of parampara. The Bhagavad Gita is coming directly from the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. It is the transcendental knowledge and must not be altered in any way. The knowledge of Gita must be accepted without any material interpretation or by mental speculation. So we can't give our own twist, or we can't add our thing to that. So it has to come from a proper disciplinic succession. So it should be understood by the mercy of Lord, and therefore Bhagavad Gita must be accepted from someone who has achieved the Lord mercy. So he must be a proper guru. So this is the proper qualification, having learned it from someone having the proper qualification, who learned it properly, etc. So this is the parampara. You can see Srila Prabhupada is giving the the Tulsi beads to the devotee. So it is coming through a parampara. So in that way, he is taking all onus to or responsibility of that particular individual to get them purified. So this is the brief slide about lifespan of Brahma. Yes, I wanted one devotee volunteer to read this one. Hare Krishna. Here they have elaborated about the life of Brahma, the Kalpas, what is Manvantara, what is Divya Yuga and all. So this question will be asked in your quiz also. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Krishna.
Like, can I say Mataji?
Yes, ma'am.
Life of Brahma. 311.04 trillion years, 36,000 kalpas. Days of Brahma and an equal number of nights. Creation, full devastation. Partial creation, night. Kalpa, day of Brahma. 4.32 billion years, 14 manvantaras plus 15 sandhyas. Partial devastation, night. Night is the same length. Sandhya or juncture 1.728 million years. Partial years. Partial creation. Sandhya 1.728 million years. Partial devastation. Manvantara 306.72 million years. 71 Divya Yugas. Divya Yuga, that is 4.32 million years, 4 yugas. Satya Yuga 1.728 million years, Treta Yuga 1.296 million years, Dwapar Yuga 8,64,000 years, Sandhyas, Kali Yuga 4,32,000 years. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
Hare Krishna. So life of Brahma is divided into kalpas, and in kalpas again you got manvantras and sandhyas, and manvantra, each manvantra again is having 71 divya yugas, and each divya yuga is having the 4 yugas, and that is Satya, Treta, Dwapar and Kali yugas. Okay. So whenever the day of Brahma starts, the creation starts, and when the night of Brahma starts, the annihilation of the mankind will be there. Okay. So, and you can understand like how small we are in this planet, that whenever we get a problem, we will think in many ways, and if you can see this, we are just maybe a very tiny, not even a molecule or an atom, nothing but a dust on this planet. Okay, so are our problems. So we should never concentrate on that. So for this whole creation, it goes as per his wish, and as per his it will come to annihilation and as per his wish. So it's all temporary. Should not worry about the things. So we should make use of this life what we have got, just to be in Krishna consciousness and go back to our Godhead, not to waste time on any other things. So till now, Brahma has passed 50 years. That is the calculation which is shown. Already 6 manvantras are over. 27 cycles of 4 yugas are over. And Satya, Treta, Dwapar Yuga are done of this Divya Yuga. Now we are in a Kali Yuga, of which Kali Yuga also 5,117 years are already done. Okay, so the life of Brahma is this much. Okay, Hare Krishna. So 27 cycles of 4 yugas are over. I can have a calculation. This 432,000 AC. What is it? The Kali Yuga, and the 27 of such happened, and these many years, a million years have passed, and all these this is already finished. This is 3.8 million years, and time elapsed in Kali Yuga, again the same thing. So accepting that before the birth of Manu, the Gita was spoken by Lord to his disciple, the sun god Vivaswan. So how old is the Gita? It is very, very old. It is not a new this thing. So before this, all the creation happened. So at the very beginning of the creation, Lord has imparted this knowledge to the sun god. So in Mahabharata, as per the Shanti Parva, 348.51 to 52 sloka, we can trace out the history of Gita as follows. Treta Yuga Docha Tatho Vivaswan Manave Dadau Manuchaloka Britiyardham Suta Yakshvakave Dadau Ikshvakunacha Katito Vyapahalokan Avastita. That is in the beginning of Treta Yuga, the millennium. The science of relationship with the Supreme was delivered by Vivaswan to Manu, and he is the father of the mankind because he is the first and foremost thing from which all the mankind has started. He gave it to son Maharaja Ikshvaku, the king of this planet Earth, and therefore and the forefather of the Raghuvamsha dynasty, to which Lord Ramachandra belong, in which Lord Ramachandra appeared. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita existed in human society from the time of Maharaja Ikshvaku. So this is the life one day of Brahma, that is what do you say? Yeah, 8,640. How many? How do you spell it? I'm exactly
It will be 8,640 million years.
86,000.
Yeah, these many years I can say.
86 lakhs
And
40,000 years.
yes, exactly, whatever it is. So this is this particular number is a life of one day of Brahma, and 1 hour Brahma is again 360. What do you say?
It will be 360
360,000 years.
million. Mataji, all this is in millions. So 8,640 million and 360 million.
360 millions, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, and 1 minute of Brahma is 6 lakhs.
6
Is
million.
it 6 crores?
60 lakhs.
Yeah.
6 million.
Yeah, 1 second of Brahma is again 1 lakh years. Okay. So this is a big lifespan of Brahma. Sa evayam maya tedya yoga prokta puratana bhaktosi me sakha cheti rahasyam yetaduttamam. So Arjuna's qualification, he is a devotee and a friend of Lord Krishna, and accept Krishna as the supreme personality of the Godhead. In the second chapter, he has surrendered unto him, you know. So that very ancient science of relationship with the Supreme is today told by me to you, because you are my devotee as well as my friend. Therefore, you can understand the transcendental mystery of this science. Okay. So now Arjuna has a doubt that you are saying this is so many years old. Okay. How do you remember this? So this is the question by Arjuna. Okay. Hare Krishna, just a minute. Arjuna Vaja aparam bhavato janma param janma vivasvata katam etad vijaniyam tvam madau proktavaniti. So why does Arjuna question about this doubt? So define demonic and ascetic people who say that Krishna is ordinary and want Krishna to speak authoritatively. So he has got a doubt, like you're saying this is so old and all, and you said that you have instructed it to Vivaswan long back, and Arjuna is asking, yeah, he's senior by birth, and how am I able to understand that in the beginning you instructed this sign to him? That means you are there with me right now, no, Krishna? How you are saying that you instructed him some millions years, and still he's not realizing that he is sitting with the Lord and all. Okay, so just at the same time, for our learning purpose, also for the audience who are listening to this, so um, how you're remembering that you told is again, and what is the authentic source, and what is the proof that you have told this to them, and all. So many doubts are coming to Arjuna. So let's see how Krishna will handle this. So Krishna reveals his position because he has to say. So now he is saying indirectly. Yeah, indirect means directly only. So how could you tell Bhagavad Gita to the sun god Vivaswan if he is senior by birth to you? Okay, so O subduer of enemy, and one who gives to others transcendental knowledge. So can anyone have an answer to this? Hare Krishna, what could be the answer?
Repeat, Mataji, please.
Hmm?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Could you
Since
repeat?
Krishna is
Yes.
transcendental, he remembers all lives. So normal human do not remember life, but since Krishna is transcendental, he remembers of all lives.
So there is a difference between a spiritual form and the material form. We are all made up of the material energy. That's the reason why we remember only what is happening in this life, isn't it? But it's not about Krishna. Since he's a transcendental, he is there from the beginning till the annihilation of the creation. He knows everything what is there. So that is the reason why he was able to tell, isn't it? श्रीभगवानुवाच बहुनी मे व्यतीतानि जन्मानि तव चार्जुन तानि अहं वेद सर्वाणि न त्वं वेत्ता परन्तप. The personality of the Godhead said, many births, both of you and I have passed. I can remember all of them, but you cannot, O subduer of enemy. So now Lord Krishna is saying to Arjuna, so we both are there. Whenever I have appeared, you're also there, Arjuna. But you cannot remember all those things. Because my knowledge is what do you say? Uh, is known. My knowledge is only known to the devotees who have a pure heartedness, but since they are the jivatmas, they don't have that memory of what exactly happened in the past lives. Ajopi san avyayatma bhutanamishwaropi san prakritim swam adhisthaya sambhavamyatma mayaya. So although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the lord of all living entities, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. So Krishna always appear whenever there is rise of a religion and to re-establish the dharma. So similarly, now the discipline in succession is lost. That is the reason why people are quarreling, isn't it? And there is a war situation, because somewhere if that a discipline in succession was intact, there shouldn't be that situation. So to restore all those things, Krishna has to appear in every millennium to set the things right for that particular millennium. Okay. So Krishna's form is spiritual, our form is temporary, because he is transcendental and we are made up of all the 5 elements and we are the jivatmas. We are controlled by Maya and Krishna is a controller of Maya, isn't it? And you can see these are the covering of the soul. The soul which is there, that is Sachidananda, and you got a subtle body. It is the one which come in contact with the material nature and undergoes various tribulations, and it is the one who take on the punishment when the soul leave the body. So it is full of mind, false ego, and intelligence. So this is the one which commits all the sinful reactions, all good thing in her. So if we take charge of the soul, automatically your subtle body will be under control and you will be doing only the things which purifies your soul. But if you are not doing if you're not taking soul into consideration, or you're not taming down the soul, or not feeding the soul which is required, the food which is required for the soul, then definitely it will goes into different ways in the passionate and ignorance way, and it will try to do all the unusual things. Okay. So coming to the gross body, all of us have, which is made up of all these 5 elements, and which will automatically disintegrate once we leave this material body. So these are the 3 modes of material nature which is controlling the people here. This is a picture. Okay. Hare Krishna. Can you say this picture remembers what? Krishna is beating whom here?
Kamsa Mataji. Krishna is beating, means fighting with the Kamsa, with his uncle
This comes in,
Mataji.
yes. This is in the final stages, when the Kamsa is killed in the hands of a Krishna. Okay. Hare Krishna. So this is the fine differences between a spiritual body and a material body. I think one devotee volunteer can read it. Any one
Hare
of
Krishna
you
Mataji.
can volunteer. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna Mataji. Summarize
Hare Krishna.
in body. Differences between Krishna and the conditioned living entity. 4.5, 4.6 paupers. Krishna is eternal and remembers past, present, and future. This divine Achyuta never forgets infallible. And but the conditioned living entity is eternal but forgets. And Krishna remembers all births between, because body does not change or deteriorate. Abhayam. but conditional living entity forgets because body changes and deteriorates. Krishna appears by own will, but conditional living entity forced to appear by karma. Krishna body is transcendental, but conditional living entity body is material. And Krishna, there's no difference between body and self, Advaita, but conditional living entity, the soul acquires an external body, that is gross body and subtle body. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So these are the main differences between the spiritual body and the material body. So Arjuna is a material body. That is the reason why he don't remember in the what is happened in the past life, and they are forced to appear again by karma. We have taken a human life because we have done certain karma in a different mode where we are forced to come back here, and again our body is material and it will perish over a period of time. So soul acquires external body, the gross and subtle, to complete his cycle again.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So when does Krishna appear? So again the question, now the disciplinic succession is lost. So when does Krishna appear? Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirvavati bharata abhyudhanam adharmasya tadatmanam shrujamyaham. So whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, that is rise in religion, then he appear. Okay, he appear. So that's what Lord Krishna is saying to Arjuna. So why does he appear? To paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chadushkritam dharma samsthapanardaya sambhavani yoge yoge. To deliver the pious, that is here Arjuna and the all Pandavas, and to annihilate the miscreants, that is the Kansa, and there are many demons who are killed in the hands of Lord Krishna, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion. I appear myself millennium after millennium. So what are the benefits of knowing about Krishna's appearance and activities? Why we should know about him? Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tatvata Tyaktya deham punarjanma naiti mameti. So Arjuna, so one who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not upon leaving the body take his birth again in the material world, but attains me eternal abode, O Arjuna. So that is the reason why we should know about the knowledge about the Lord. That means if you have a knowledge about the Lord, we will know the our purpose of our existence, why we have come on this planet and why we have taken a human form, what is the responsibility being in a human form, and what are all activities is required for us to do it. So what are the actions, what are the forbidden action, and how our course of activities should be planned in such a way that ultimately we go back to a Godhead. For that, we need to have a transcendental knowledge about the Lord. So, anybody remembers what story it is?
In
There-
Damodar month, the story will come, Mataji. That two Nalakuvara, actually they were like demigods, but they did some sin. So they got what Christ means you have to be born in this world, and you have to friend from Krishna, Lord Krishna's feet. So that Toma, that the story of Damodar will start, where his mother wants to tie because he was naughty. Mataji means he was taking churning butter like milk and all from Brahman wives, and so that's why the mother wants to tie Krishna Bhagwanji for a tomer, and so that's why he will crawls to he wants to walk. So the big tomer will across the tree Mataji. So that time the Nalakuvara again will come Mataji. This is the story of Damodara. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. See, the philosophical aspect of this story is that no matter you are in a transcendental position, like these are the demigods and sons of Kubera. Okay, they are uh, endowed with all the opulences, But once, even down, a person is elevated to any position in his life of all the opulences, but once you forget your relationship with the Lord, you will fall down. So this is one example. Nalakuvara and Manigriva, they were bathing in a lake and in a naked position, and they simply forget to wish Narad Muni who was passing by that lane. That means once you are engrossed in the material desires and all, that will take you away from the your what is it, relationship with the Lord. Okay, once you are going away, that means materialistically, if you are involved, your sadhana bhakti will go away. So for such an elevated personality, they can fall down. What about humans like us who are a normal living entities? We don't fall into that category. So we always have to remember that we have to be very strict on our practices, doing the chanting, attending Mangalarti, reading the scriptures regularly, so that our practices will keep our senses intact and help us to practice in the Sattva Guna and to be in a pure devotional state. Okay, and these people are punished because whosoever is having that, what do you say, uh, desires, material desires is something related to this, pleasing the senses and all, especially with regard to the sexual activities. So they will be cursed to become like a tree, and in the next generations also, the coming lives also, they will be born as a trees. Here, these two people are cursed to become a trees, who are, and luckily because of their past karma, they are there as a, they are there in the courtyard of Lord Krishna. Okay, after passing on certain years, when the stage has come on that particular Damodara month where we worship Lord Krishna, so this particular, what is it, when he was tied to a mortar by his mother, and when he passed on between both the trees, he will get relief. These two, Nalakuvara and Manigriva, from this material, what is it, from the form of a tree. So unless we, that means such a great punishment, how long they have been there as a trees, we don't know. So they have passed for ages together waiting for Lord to deliver them. So it is utmost important for us to be there like that. So we have to be very, very careful, and we have to always be conscious about our thoughts and the sadhana what we are doing. Okay, so ultimately we have to wait for our turn to get Lord to deliver. So they are so much elevated personality, Lord. They were so fortunate to be in the courtyard of Lord Krishna and they got delivered, but it is not the case with everyone. So we should be very watchful about the thought process and what we are going through, and see that everything is we should plan in such a way that everything goes as a practice in Krishna Seva. Vitaraga bhaya krodha manmaya mamupashrita bahavo jnana tapasa putamadbhavamagata. Being freed from attachment, fear and anger, being fully absorbed in me and taking refuge in me, many persons in the past became purified by my knowledge of me, and thus they are all attained transcendental love for me. So the only thing is, people who have not taken my knowledge, you can see the last example, and people who are strictly following Lord Krishna's the laid down principles, and they are engaged in service of the Lord, definitely they are free from all the attachments, because the senses are only will get pleased by serving Krishna. Okay, and ultimately these people will come back to me. So these are the various analogies. Krishna. So degrees, different degrees of affliction what we have in the material life, that is a raga, strong attachment to material life which lead to negligence of the spiritual life. The more we are comforting our body, and our body is getting adjusted to a lot of material comforts and all. So where we'll be automatically going away from the spiritual life. Next comes the bhaya, the fear of personal spiritual identity. For them, merging into impersonal is the highest. And because you're too absorbed in material body concept of retaining personality after liberation from matter frightens them. Okay. So here we have an analogy. Impersonalists compare living entities to the bubbles of ocean which merges into the ocean. So next is the raga, bhaya and krodha, conception of void resulting from frustration of life. So become angry at all sort of spiritual speculation out of hopelessness, and takes to intoxication, accept hallucination as a spiritual vision. So this is all. We don't have people who don't have a knowledge about the Lord will impart to all these things. They have all these things. But ultimately, once we are practicing our the regular things in a what do you say, in a sequential way, automatically when we have a knowledge about the Lord, we know that He is the one who manipulate everything, or He controls everything once we surrender onto Him. So we need not worry about all those things. So applying the transcendental knowledge. Okay, next section is that by hearing about Krishna, many persons in the past become purified and attain love for Krishna. We have Dhruv Maharaj story, Prahlad Maharaj story, Gajendra Moksha, and many devotees from the even indirectly the demons who got killed in the hands of Krishna, they were demigods who has performed some amount of forbidden action and they have been punished for that. So all of them got delivered. So they attained love for Krishna because this was desire and Krishna fulfilled it. What if someone takes shelter for shelter of Krishna with something other than the desire to achieve transcendental love for him? Then is said to be impersonal bhakti because he is going directionless. So Krishna's reciprocation is the categories of the soul we will see in the next term. ये यथा मां प्रपद्यन्ते तं सतैव भजाम्यहं मम वर्तमानुवर्तन्ते मनुष्या पार्थ सर्वशः. So as all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respect, O son of Pritha. Okay, so demigods are under they also worship the Lord, and people who take the help of a demigod or anybody else, Krishna directs them, yes, because some way they should be rewarded for doing certain amount of a service towards them. So we need not go on to these small, or the immediate, material benefits. We need not approach any other demigods. If we worship Krishna, he will give us what is required for us. So Krishna rewards everyone according to their surrender. And these are the three stages of the realization: the Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Brahman is an entry-level devotee where he don't have that much firm faith. He's a neophyte devotee and just trying to acquire certain faith in a Krishna consciousness. But if he is deviated by any other means, that this religion, this practices and all those things, he will get deviated from that. Coming to the Paramatma stage where he's firm in his faith and he will not deviate, may not have an advanced knowledge about the scriptures or Vedas and all those things, but he is fixed in his knowledge. Okay, coming to the Bhagavan, he is the ultimate, he is the knower of Vedas and everything, and that is the ultimate achievement. Okay, so who realizes Krishna fully? Only the pure devotees, because always they are enchanting Lord and engaged in a spiritual practices which please Krishna. Okay. Next is everyone is looking for Krishna in different aspects of his manifestations. How is Krishna going to help them out? Okay, Krishna is the object for everyone's realization, and based on the desires, a type of a devotee, how Lord reciprocates. For fruitive workers, yes, Yagneshwara, for impersonalists as a Brahma Jyoti, and for yogis as a mystic parts, and for the devotee, 5 primary rasas. So we have, this is the highest of all. we shouldn't fall into all these type of categories. And being a Krishna conscious devotee, we should always try to establish any one of the rasa with Lord and go for our practices. Okay, so the devotees, everyone depends on Krishna's mercy for success. And Akama Sarva Kamova, this we have one of the Mataji also, she's put it in the chat box. And all kind of spiritual process are but different degrees of the success on the same path. So without coming to highest perfection of Krishna consciousness, all attempts are imperfect. So it is utmost important for us to put our practices intact so that we progress further in the bhakti. कांक्षता कर्मणां सिद्धि यजन्ता इह देवता क्षिप्रं हि मनुषे लोके सिद्धिर्भवति कर्मजा. Men in this world desire success in fruitive activities, and therefore they worship the demigod for that purpose. Quickly, of course, they get results from this fruitive work in this world. And I think you can see in the previous picture, Hare Krishna, sorry. Yeah. So here you can see they are taking help of different demigods for the needs what they want, and they are offering to the Lord. And similarly, Krishna will say, okay, fine, you give them what they have come to you. So he's so merciful. So what is the differences between the demigods and the Lord Krishna's worship? Always worship the Supreme as obedient servant created in turn, the demigods are created by the Lord, So they are part and parcel of a Krishna. I can give you an example of a milk. From milk, you got a curd, you got a butter, ghee, and all the milk products, isn't it? Like Krishna is the source from where everything else is coming. So if we pray for the source, automatically the other derivatives of the milk will get the other sources is inclusive of that milk, isn't it? So similarly, that clarity we should have that before going into the demigod worship. So we need not waste our time going for, because very limited time we have, and in that time, if we can realize Krishna is the ultimate source, then we go for practices accordingly. Okay. Yeah, I think. So I think this we will deal with the next. I'll just complete with this sloka. Chaturvarnyam maya shastram gunakarma vibhagasa tasya kartaram apima vidhi akartaram avyayam. According to the themes of material nature, the work associated with them, the 4 divisions of human society are created by me. That is the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudras. And you should know that I am yet another non-doer being unchangeable. So according to this mode, this is the pyramid which is showing the Shudras who are there in a mode of ignorance, and they constitute the major service class people, and the Vaishyas who have a mixture of both passion and ignorance. Next less when compared to the Vaishyas and the Kshatriyas, the mode of passion, they are the warrior group who protect the community, and the Brahmanas who are the one who are in the mode of goodness. They are in the less numbers. Okay. So these varnas are being categorized to serve the people, because the knowledgeable people, if they are limited, they can educate 100 to thousands or lakhs or millions of people, isn't it? And Kshatriyas, their number should be more, because physically they have to face the challenging situations and protect the community. Similarly, the Vaishyas, they are the feeding class. That is the community which are engaged in the trade and at the same time feeding the community. So those are little bit more, because they have to take care of all the populations who are there. Coming to the Shudras, there will be more, because the service class, all these people are dependent on different services. So many services people should be more, so that they can do their work properly. So on these basis, these 4 different classes have been created. Okay, this is all for today. Next, tomorrow we will elaborate on this Varnashrama Dharma. Hare Krishna. Any doubts or anything you wanted to ask? Hope it is clear till now.
Yes,
Yes,
Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
So knowledge
Mataji.
about the
Hare
was
Krishna.
spoken. Yeah, disciplinic succession and life cycle of Brahma and how does it is categorized and what is the knowledge about the Lord and what is spiritual and material bodies differences and all. And when does Krishna appear? Why does he appear? And when he appear, what does he do? Okay. So all these things have been mentioned. Anything? Hare Krishna. Yes. Bindu Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandapana.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, doubt is that in which rasa we have to approach Krishna for our upgradation of devotional service.
Any rasa is okay, Mataji, but Madhurya rasa is the highest of all.
In the sense, I mean,
Love towards Krishna.
thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. There are no more doubts. I think we can conclude the session for today. Okay. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Thank you, co-host and participants, for your active participation. See you all tomorrow at 7 p.m. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Mataji.
Mataji. Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna,
Thank you so
Mataji.
much,
Thank you.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandapana.
Krishna.